What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and today I want to compare some fishing rods. So for the first fishing rod I want to compare is going to be the Fang of the Eclipse. As you guys know, it recently came out, and to be fair, I haven't really tried it out that much because I've been using the Astro hook rod for the most part. But I think what I should do, I should compare it to the Zeus rod, because I feel like the Zeus rod and that fishing rod are very similar in terms of the passive. I mean, both fishing rod stats are really low, but when the passive triggers, they actually get a massive boost. But if you don't have the Zeus rod and plan on getting it in the future, let's look at the stats. It does have a lure speed of 70%, a luck of 90%, a control of 0.05, a resilience of 20%, and a max weight infinite. And as you can see, I've caught over 6,000 fish with it, so I've used it a lot in the past. Now for the enchantment I've used the most with this fishing rod is going to be the steady enchantment, but I think I'm going to change it this time, because as you guys know, there's a lot of enchantments that give you progress speed and probably give you way better stats as well. So I'm not really sure what I should be using, maybe flashline, momentum, or something like that. You know what, I think for this video I'm going to use momentum, because momentum in general is a really good enchantment for all stats. And to make things even better, you could get, I believe, 30% progress speed. Now for the Fang of the Eclipse, I'm not gonna lie, that requirement is really high. To get this fishing rod, you have to be level 2000, and yeah, I know what you guys are saying, that is crazy. But looking at the stats, a lure speed of 80%, a luck of 80%, a control of 0.15, a resilience of 20%, and a max weight 25,000 kilograms. And the enchantment I have on it right now is the Unbreakable enchantment, but the best enchantment you should be using is a Herculean enchantment, because I'm pretty sure when the passive triggers, it makes your control bar a negative, but with the Herculean enchantment, it'll give you a control bar of 0, which is the highest you could go during the passive. At the bare minimum, you have to use the control enchantment, because if you don't, you stand no chance. It's gonna shake so much. So I think on the Fang of the Eclipse, I'm gonna use the control enchantment, because I feel like most of you don't have that many exalted relics, and yeah, I think it'll be a fair comparison. Oh yeah, before I forget, keep in mind, to make the Fang of the Eclipse a good fishing rod, you have to have eclipse totems. I should have like 14, I believe. Yeah, I do, I have 14. You know what, before I go to C2 and get the momentum enchantment on the Zeus rod, I'm gonna try to get the control one here, because if you go to C2, your chances of getting the control enchantment decrease because there's 6 more enchantments. So if you want an enchantment that isn't one of the new ones, try to get it over here, it's way faster. Finally, I got it. That took me like 30 or 40 enchant relics. I almost ran out. Should I go buy more? I think I'm gonna go buy more. Also, why is this fishing rod called the Fang of the Eclipse? It doesn't even look like a fang at all. It looks like a sword. I mean, to be fair, it does look kind of decent. I like the design on it. It's definitely way different than the other fishing rods. But I think now I'm gonna go buy some more enchant relics and also buy Merlin's luck. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, so Merlin's luck, I'm gonna buy it for like maybe 5 to 6 hours, something like that. Alright, that should be enough luck now to C2. But now let's enchant that Zeus rod. Oh yeah, as you can see, minus 50%, so I can't even use it here. Maybe in the future I'll try to buff a fishing rod, but for now let's get momentum on it. Oh, I got a flashline. I really want to try this one, but I feel like momentum is a little bit better for the Zeus rod, especially if you get perfect catch every single time. And we got Blood Reckoning on the back-to-back. Blood Reckoning is such a good money enchantment. Finally, momentum. It took 30 enchant relics, but now let's go all the way back to C1 and do this. Actually, you know what? I'm already here. Let me take out the Eclipse rod and do the first test in C2. But now, which bait should I use? I think I'm gonna use Deep Coral. The reason why I'm gonna use Deep Coral, because this fishing rod with the passive, you get a plus 50% progress speed. And on top of that, when you use an Eclipse totem, the luck goes up to 330%. So realistically, you don't need that much luck. But you know what? I'll be right back after I make some money with this fishing rod. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. Let me go change enchantments. Alright, we got Chrono. Should I use it? Let me go try it out. Here we go. 250k down the drain. That control bar is really small, but I have to find a way to make some money. I need to catch fish consistently. Oh my, it's actually really hard. Look how small my control bar is though. It looks kind of funny. If I can't do it with this enchantment, I have to go get resilient and come back and test it again. And if I can't do it without resilient, I'm gonna have to do it without the eclipse totem, because as of right now, it seems impossible to use it during the eclipse. Nah, this is actually really hard. And by the way, what I'm catching right now are common fish. So if, for example, a mythical fish appears, I have no chance of even catching it. Yeah, nah, it's not gonna be possible. I'm gonna go change enchantments again. I just got the momentum enchantment. Let me try that one out, because with that one we do get resilience and progress speed, so maybe it'll help us. And I feel like if it fails this test, I'm just gonna try it without the eclipse totem, which I think is kind of annoying because I wanted to use this totem so bad. Oh look, a natural eclipse. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, at least we saved some money. So the control bar is really small, but we have momentum enchantment, but we have to get that perfect catch every single time. It's gonna be kind of tough, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you see I already messed up. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be possible. Like, look at this, I'm trying to keep up, but I can't. Oh my on, just lost all that progress. Yeah, this might be impossible. I'm struggling right now with common fish. Imagine a mythical fish or exotic. Why is the control bar so small? Alright, let's say yes, they gave us a small control bar. Why is the resilience smaller? It makes no sense. Like with a small control bar, it's really tough. Did they think the resilience was gonna make it way too easy? Because look at this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use it with the regular enchantment. Let me get rid of this eclipse totem. But yeah, now I'll be right back and I'm gonna see how much money I could make with this fishing rod at this location. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this has to be one of the worst fishing rods I've ever used in this game. So on average with the eclipse of the Fang, without the eclipse totem, I made $210,000 an hour. And yeah, 210,000 in C2 is pretty bad. I'm pretty sure with the free spirit rod, on average, I was making like $1.4 million an hour. But I haven't used that fishing rod in such a long time. But it's safe to say that fishing rod is way better than this fishing rod. I'd actually skip over the level 2000 rod and go straight to the Astro Hook rod, because that fishing rod is actually really good and really overpowered in my opinion. But you know what? I just had to test it out for myself to see how good or how bad it was. And I mean, to be fair, it's pretty bad. You know what? Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Do I actually want to try it out in C1? Because in C2, it's pretty bad. Maybe in C1, it could be better. You never know. Let's just go back and try it out. It's going to be so painful. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to regret this, but let's go do it anyways. Oh yeah, before I forget, the Isle of New Beginnings in C2, the bait I use is Weird Algae. The main reason why I use Weird Algae because it gives you 200% more luck, but it does drop your lure speed by 35%. The Fang of the Eclipse is going to be the first fishing rod I'm going to use, and the bait I'm definitely going to use is going to be Fish Head, or I don't know, it does give a minus 10% resilience. Nah, you know what? I'm going to keep using Weird Algae. Yeah, Weird Algae. I literally have no hope for this fishing rod, but you know what? I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, for a level 2000 fishing rod, it's also bad in C1. So on average at the volcanic events, I made $1.62 million an hour. But then again, is that really that bad? Yeah, I think it is. Because by the time you hit level 1000, you could buy the ethereal prism rod and use that instead. Even the seraphic rod can make you way more money. But yeah, $1.62 million on the low side actually. But if you were able to use the eclipse totem consistently, you could definitely make at least $4 million. But until they either buff the fishing rod or make an enchantment that can make it stronger, you're not gonna be able to use it. And also check this out, while fishing at the volcanic vents, I randomly got wasted. I have no idea how this happened. Maybe I stepped the wrong way or something. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody explain that to me. Bro, what is happening? It just happened again. Yo, you can't make this up. What? I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, this game is so glitchy. Yeah, I have no idea, but that island over there is not safe. So now let me restart my timer and try again because, yeah, I don't know. The spawn fishing in right now is actually pretty safe. Nothing happened to me the entire time. But the Zeus rod is literally better than a fishing rod that's level 2000. So on average with the Zeus rod, I made $1.9 million an hour. And to be fair, you could definitely make way more money. I sometimes messed up and didn't make sure it was a daytime. In the volcanic event, if it's a daytime, you get a massive boost when catching mythical or legendary fishes. So make sure it's always daytime when you're fishing there so you can make a lot of money. Now the enchantment I did use was a momentum enchantment. You could definitely use something better. Like for example, if you have exalted relics, you could get the immortal enchantment. That gives you 75% more luck and 30% progress speed. And as you can see, that combination is really good with this fishing rod. But if you have the Blessed Song enchantment, you could put it on that fishing rod and make it even better. Either way, you're gonna make way more money than I did. The main reason why I use a momentum enchantment because it takes regular enchant relics. And basically anybody could put it on their fishing rod if they would like to. But yeah, $1.9 million is really good for the Zeus rod, especially how easy it is to get. And I'm pretty sure that fishing rod only costs like $2.7 million. So you could definitely make that money back in 2 hours after buying it. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.